Okay, welcome to Cameron High School. We're going to bring you the last 2 minutes of the Cameron Junior Varsity basketball game before we get started this evening. Tonight, this is Dave Kuffel, going to be on the mic for you in place of Jay Cornell. And going to give you a little bonus coverage. I don't have the info on the JV players here, but I'm just going to sit back, leave the mic open for you, and let you catch the conclusion of the junior varsity game. I see Ashland is up 49-41. Cameron called the timeout. So enjoy these last couple minutes of the junior varsity game, and I'll be back with you with some statistics and the lineups, and the band will be here this evening.
Hey, great rebound, John.
Well, not the night the Comets were hoping for. JV falls on that one, 51-41, in a good game with Ashland that kind of opened up here in the last couple minutes. We got the band on hand tonight, directed by Tyler Halverson. Also assisting him, his wife Beth Halverson. Band's always putting on a good show here at the game. So I'm going to give you some stats and updates in between the band doing some music for us and the beginning of the game. So we got about a 15-minute warm-up for the varsity, and that time's going to start real soon. So I'll let you listen to a little bit. I'll grab a few comments in between songs, and we'll get you up to speed on what's happening tonight. Again, Dave Kuffel here with you. Jake Cornell out this evening, not feeling too well. So I normally do the girls' games. Tonight we're on hand for the boys. Should be a pretty good matchup here at the varsity level. Okay, tonight the Comets welcome the Ashland Ordockers. Ashland comes in 4-5 so far on the season, 3-4 in the Heart of the North. They are sitting number 7 in the Heart of the North Conference. But they did come off a 2-game winning streak coming into the house tonight. They beat Spooner recently, 87-58, and Ladysmith 75-69. Their scoring looks like they're led by a junior, Courage Lauren, averaging just over 15 points a game, followed by Gavin Green, another junior, averaging just over 15 a game, and then senior Aiden Jolma, averaging about 11 points a game. Looks like in the rebounding category, Gavin Green's run about 6.2 per game, followed by Jaden Popovich at 5.7. Ashland's next game is going to be at home on the 23rd. St. Croix Falls will be traveling up to Ashland. Now the Cameron Comets. Their stats coming into tonight, they're 7-4 on the season, 5-1 in the heart of the North. They're seeded number 2 right now in the conference behind a close Hayward, seeded number 3. They are 5-2 in the conference. Cameron, last time here at home, played Barron with a nice win there, 66-53. And they're going on the road to Hayward on Friday, the 23rd. So that's going to be a good conference matchup on Friday night up in Hayward. I do not have confirmation on this, but there has been some talk that they might try and move that game up to Thursday night. So definitely check in Thursday night. That might be a schedule change because of the upcoming weather. For the Comets, leading scoring so far this season, Brady Gronsky, a senior, averaging 15.7 points a game. And somebody starting now, Dylan Jorgensen, a freshman. Started out the season coming off the bench, but he's earned himself a starting spot. He's averaging 12.5 points a game. And the third top scorer, A.J. Guerra, a junior, averaging just under 12 points a game. Rebounds, it's pretty much even with Brady Gronsky and Scott Butterfield. Scott back off an injury early in the year. Been getting some good playing time, putting the numbers up. Good to see him back out on the court. Rounding out our top 3 rebounders, Michael Gronsky, another senior. In the assist column, Dylan Jorgensen, the freshman, 3.5 a game, followed by Jayton Silvernail with 2.5 and A.J. Guerra with 2 per game.
I gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, then we do it all again.
Shuffle on the mic tonight. Jay Cornell not feeling well. I do the We Are Cameron girls basketball games, and Jay takes the boys. Again, tonight he's not well, so you got me in his place. Upcoming for the Comets, again, Friday night. They're supposed to play the Hayward Hurricanes, number 3 in the conference. But there is talk that they might try and move that game up, if possible, to Thursday night because of the upcoming weather. They're talking possibly school cancellations and stuff on Friday, but time will tell. But they want to get that game in, so they're talking about moving it up. That is not confirmed, but again, be aware, might be playing on Thursday night instead of Friday. Next week, back in action on Monday at Lady Smith. Comets travel there. They beat them the first time, 87-64. Thursday night next week, they'll be at Cumberland. Comets just recently beat them 79-61. We won't be home again until Friday, February 6th. Again, Friday, February 6th against Spooner is your next We Are Cameron home basketball game. So a quick tale of the tape with Ashland and Cameron. Cameron's averaging 69 points a game, while Ashland's averaging 61. Three-point percentage belongs to the Comets, averaging 35%, with Ashland at 29. Free throw percentage, again, in favor of the Comets, averaging about 63% from the free throw line, with the Ordockers at 57%. It appears the Comets are out rebounding in the games. Their opponents. Assists per game, about 2 more for the Comets. About 1.5 steals more per game. But the turnovers are led by the Ordockers. They have less turnovers per game than the Comets, about 2 of them. So it looks like a fairly even matchup here on paper, but Comets with a much better record here in the conference and ranked number 2. So we're going to pause momentarily for the national anthem tonight, sang by Brooklyn Jorgensen, a junior here at the Cameron High School and a phenomenal singer in the choir. Well, an excellent job done by Brooklyn Jacobson as always. The band is starting to filter out, so we're not going to have them for you at halftime. But we're going to go through the starting lineup, starting with the Ashland Ordockers. They're starting Aiden Jolma, a senior. Number 20, Jaron Popovich, who is a sophomore. Number 22, his brother Jaden Popovich, a senior. Number 23, Gavin Green, a junior. And number 24, Courage Lauren, a junior. The Ordockers are coached by Al Huber. And now for your comments, starting tonight. A.J. Guerra, number 5, a junior. Number 10, Jayton Silvernail, a senior. Number 13, Jackson Griffin, a senior. Number 20, Scott Butterfield, a senior. And number 24, Dylan Jorgensen, a freshman. Comets are coached by Troy LaValle and assisted by Kyle Picalis, C-team coach Mike Lucas, and assisting on the bench here and coach of JV, Peyton Dibble. So we're ready for the jump ball. Controlled immediately by the Ordockers. Ordockers bring it down, Griffith on top, keeping an eye on him. Works it over to Green. Green's looking to get inside with it. Ordockers start working around the outside. Comet staying pretty glued to their defenders. Looks like they're in a man-to-man right now. A nice feed inside to Courage Lauren. He gets a nice little jumper, one-handed to go, right in front of the basket, and they're first to score. Garrett down, he had Silvernail cutting. Thought twice. Griffin with a nice drive, comes off the backboard. He beat his guy towards the baseline, laid it up and in. We got us a tie ball game. Ordockers working around the outside again. Green drives, kicks it back. Lauren looking around. Feeds it to the outside corner. On top, he's got an open look for 3. Gavin Green, he hits it. Nice looking shot there at top of the arc. Jorgensen brings it down, kind of assesses the situation, works it over to Silvernail, into the post to Butterfield. A nice feed right back to Silvernail. Silvernail hits a nice little floating jumper. Just about a 6-footer, nice shot inside. That was a tough pass inside by Butterfield. Wasn't sure it was going to get there, but it did. Ooh, Griffith gets his hand on the pass there, but not quite enough. Ordockers now driving in again. Almost picked off that pass. They fired up a 3 by Lauren, but off the back of the rim, Silvernail ahead to Butterfield. Butterfield in the post. Nice pass inside again by Butterfield. This time he finds Jorgensen. A little pump fake, gets him off their feet, clears it, and is able to finish. Comet sneak out, 6-5 lead. Ordockers working it around nicely. A little drive to the baseline by Popovich, kicks it around. They work around to the outside. A little drive, kick back out again to Courage Lauren. This time, comes up a little bit deep on the shot. Looks like the foul's on Jaden Popovich. Looks like they're saying he was a little bit over the back there on the rebound. So, first foul of the game. Comets bringing her down. Griffith with the ball, looking it over. Silvernail into Guerra. Guerra kind of working the post. Nice little fading jumper. Close. Butterfield. Standing about 6'3", he was up there, had his hands on it, but kind of lost it. Ashland comes down with it. Popovich trying to penetrate there a little bit. Got stopped. Kicked it out to Lauren. He drives, gets stopped again. Jolma looks like he's setting something up on top. Griffith all over him. Jorgensen picks it off, but actually it looks like he slipped on something. I don't know if there's some moisture down there, but he had his hands on that one, and down to the court he went. Fortunately, he's young, in shape, pop back up. I'd still be laying there. Ashland with the ball. Jolma kicks it around. Comets really pressured on the defense. Jolma almost had it inside, tried to kick it out to Popovich. Over his head, out of bounds, Comet ball. Griffith bringing it down, shoots it over to Silvernail. Again, and in the post, Butterfield drive it in, takes the left hand up and off the glass. Nice little move to the middle there. Comets out to an 8-5 lead. A nice little run. They were down 5-2. Ashland's working the ball around. Oh, a nice little pass into Jaden Popovich. He pulled his head as that ball came in, and it went right past his hands and out of bounds. Wasn't really a bad pass. He just took his eye off it for a second, and it was gone. Griffith bringing it down, setting up the offense again. It looks like Ashland's in a man-to-man. Brady Gronsky in the game now, setting some screens. Guerra with the shot from the top. Not doing. Butterfield with the rebound. Put back. It's good. Green bringing it up now. Butterfield way out on him. It looked like a timeout was called. I didn't quite see it, but Ashland called a 30-second timeout. They want to redraw the game plan. Comets up 10-5, and this game started. It was 5-2, the Ordockers. So the Comets on a 8-0 run here, and the Ordockers apparently want to change up their plans. So on the Comets end, Brady Gronsky, leading scorer. He did not start the game, but he's in already off the bench. He's in for Silvernail. Gronsky leading in points and rebounds. Big force in the middle. Jolma kind of assessing Comets with a double team on top. Ashland working around quickly. Lauren kicks it out to Jaron Popovich. When he loaded the three, he took an extra step. Traveling is the call. Comet ball. Looks like we got a good crowd on hand tonight. Excellent student section. Always good to see the students on hand here supporting their classmates. As the Comets, Jorgensen, the freshman, working around the top into Butterfield. Gronsky working around the top. Griffith settles in, cuts in. Back over to Butterfield to Gronsky. Gronsky comes into the left hand. I've seen him do it a lot. Excellent move in. So Gronsky, not too long in the game, puts two on the board already. Comets still playing very tight defense. Looks like they're staying in a man-to-man. Ashland working the ball around. Green kicks it down to Lauren. Back to Green. Works it over to Popovich. A nice drive to the basket by Lauren, but came up short off the backboard. Jorgensen comes the other way. Looks like that got rejected inside by Green. Comets get the ball, working around the outside. Griffith open for a three off the back of the rim, but looks like it was touched by Ashland. Comet subbing, Guerra and Jorgensen out. And Michael Gronsky in, and Silvernail back in the game. Butterfield flips it back to Silvernail, who inbounded. Gets it back to Butterfield, over to Gronsky on that left side again. Kind of put the dribble down, got caught up with Ashland, couldn't get his hands back on it, out of bounds, Ashland ball. Ashland coming down, kind of spread out pretty good. Working the ball around the outside in the hands of Lauren. Looks over to Green. Green thinks about going, but runs into a wall of Comets. Lauren kicks it back to Green for three. Nice looking shot, came up short. Griffith with the rebound, pushing the pace down the court, fires it hard inside to Gronsky. Oh, nice pass, nice catch and shot. Gronsky got hit on the way up, was able to finish. And Griffith, I didn't see the hole that he had, but he fired that ball in there as quick as I've seen it, and Gronsky was able to handle that pass and go up with it. Guerra ready to check back in. He gives the signal he's coming in for the shooter, so Brady Gronsky is out, Guerra back in. Brady comes in for a quick 5. Comets up 15-5 on a 13-0 run. 12 minutes left in the game. Comets now, Griffith applying full court pressure. Looked like Lauren drove to the basket. A nice drive, comes up short. Butterfield the other way, not doing. Michael Gronsky was up there, thought he had his hands on that one, but it came out at the bottom. Ashley got the rebound. Jolma's kind of working it around here on the top. Gets it over to Lauren. Looks like Duggar, number 5, is in for the Ordockers, his first appearance. Lauren with the shot in the middle. Comes up a little bit deep. Silvernail with the rebound into Guerra. Griffith open for 3. He hits it. Ashland moves quickly down the court. Ooh, Guerra got set. It looks like Popovich, nope, that was Green, went around Griffith, but Guerra got set, and he took a hard charge. Looks like he got hit square in the chest. He might still be feeling that one. He went down, and offensive foul the other direction. Jorgensen back in the game, bringing it up over to Guerra. Guerra looks to drive, stops, pulls up a little. 6-footer off the backboard, good. Guerra's got a couple buckets already. Asher bringing the ball, Joma bringing it up again. Works it over to Popovich. Over to Duggar. Tipped away by the Comets, but Popovich is able to track it down. Guerra's staying right with him here, though, especially at half court. A little handoff there to Jolma. Works it back over to Green. Green assesses it. They work it around the top a little bit more. Trying to hit the cutter there. Caden Lauren, the senior, with that shot. I can only assume that's Courage Lauren, the junior's brother. So I'm thinking number 24 and 30 are brothers, but I do not know that. 30 with the three-point attempt, but Comets tipped it. Out of bounds, Ashland ball. Inbound to Green, covered by Jorgensen. Work it around to Duggar. Lauren's in the game there. Tried to get the pass over to Green. He lost it. Comets went for it and fouled. Once the Comets seen that ball was slightly loose, they went for it and came up with the foul. 14 for the Comets is in. Miles Grassman. Ashland working the ball around. Thinking about driving. Pass almost got away from Jaron Popovich. Stops up at the free throw line. A nice cutting Caden Lauren, but beautiful pass. Just wasn't able to finish at the basket. Was calling for a foul, but no call. Comets into Brady Gronsky. Had a nice little turnaround, but came up short on the rim, and Ashland back right away. Thinking about setting up for a 3. Now, Jolma driving, goes up with the left hand off the glass. A nice shot. They were on an 18-0 drought right there. So back on the board, 20-7, Comets ahead. Grotsky had stopped, and I know he doesn't like the call, but it was apparent he hooked around the defender and then actually dribbled again. So it was a hook foul. Otherwise, it would have been a double dribble. Either way, Ashland ball. More importantly, though, that's 2 fouls on Brady Grotsky. So he's going to have to be careful with 9 minutes left in this one. He goes to the bench. Michael Grotsky in for him. Ashland with the ball, setting up. Green working it around, trying to get it back in the post to Lauren. Silvernail went for it, fouled him on the way. Jaron Popovich to inbound for the Ashland Ordockers. A nice little drive into the basket by Gavin Green. Floater off the rim, just couldn't get it to go. Nice try to save it, but no dice. Comets on a 3-on-2 break. Grotsky with a nice move. Pass it over to Garrett, but they lost the handle on that one. Turnover. Ordockers back the other way, battling for a loose ball after a quick shot and rebound. Ashland ends up with it. They're definitely scrapping for the loose balls. Green with it on top. Nice move to the baseline. He's had a couple of those. He's right there, just not quite finishing in the basket. He's had about 3 in a row where he's made it to the basket nicely. Just went up and didn't get the roll. On the other end, feeds it into Butterfield. Butterfield with a nice post move, comes off the glass. 2 more for him. Comets up 22-7 with just under 8 minutes left in this one. A fast-moving ball game. Ordockers working it around again. Green assessing the situation. They give it Lauren for a 3. Comes up a hair short. Comets moving quick. Down to Silvernail. Long pass by Griffith. Silvernail with a nice shot. Didn't quite go. Michael Grotsky on the rebound. Couldn't get that one in. Guerra on top. Working it back around. Comets reset. Griffith works it around to Silvernail. Guerra looks at it. Thinks about it. Grotsky's cutting inside. They get it to him. Michael Grotsky feeds. Oh, nice pass to a wide open Butterfield in the middle. He misses it. Grotsky comes around. Nice rebound. Back up and in. So Michael Grotsky getting on the board here. Ashland working it down. Green covered by Butterfield. Drives to the basket. Stops at the free throw line. Resets. Gets it back. This time drives again. Another nice floater. This time off the glass and in, and the foul. Well, you knew the way he was driving to the basket. He came close so many times, they're going to start going. He had a very nice looking shot and a nice finish. So Green to the free throw line. Comets doing a little bit of subbing. Jorgensen back in the game. Silvernail takes a seat. Green trying to complete a 3-point play. Nice looking free throw. 24-10. Comets up. Just under 7 minutes left in this first half. Butterfield works it over to Jackson Griffith. He hit one from there just before. A little bit long on that one. Michael Grotsky with the long rebound. Over to Guerra. Thinking about Butterfield in the post. They work it back out around. Jorgensen on the drive. Thinks about it. Turnaround jump shot. Oh, pretty. Very pretty turnaround jumper. He uses the backboard. It's the only choice he had. Hit it nicely. Green back down again. Looking to make something happen. Covered by Butterfield. He kicked it over to Jaron Popovich, who kicked it right back to Green. And Green's looking to take control here again with the drive, trying to draw the foul. He was hoping to get the call on Butterfield. No call. Jorgensen the other way. Oh, nice little floater. Didn't use the glass, came in baseline, put it in. And Ashland coach has seen enough. 28-10. 5:54 on the clock. And they want a full timeout. And we're going to take that opportunity to hear from the Buckeyes. And since then, the Comets have went on a 26-5 run and opened up a pretty healthy lead here, 28-10, just under 6 minutes left in this first half. Well, let's see what the Ordockers planned in the timeout they used. Comets definitely pressuring high out on the Ordockers. Looks like they're in a little bit more of a zone defense now. Jolma takes an open three baseline and hits it. Not sure if that's what they wrote up, but pretty shot, worked good. Comets working around to Guerra for three, tries to answer right away, no go. Jorgensen getting some nice air underneath there, getting the rebound. Fighting for it again, but it turns out to be Ashland ball. Ashland driving quickly. Carson Corpella, haven't seen him in yet, he's in now. Green with a quick touch pass into Jaden Popovich. Nice pass, just couldn't handle it, and got tipped up, fought for it, out of bounds, Comet ball. A little bit more quick subbing on the Comet side. It looks like Austin Butterfield in now, the younger brother of Scott Butterfield, so 34 in the game. 34 for the Comets is a freshman. Kicks it around to Guerra for a nice three-point jumper, and he hits it from the corner of the arc. And Ashland coming back right away with the ball. Jolma in, kicks it out to Corpella. He fires it up, comes off the glass. Jorgensen with the rebound. Down to Butterfield. Austin tried to get it in, but it wasn't there. Pass was picked off coast to coast, and the Ordockers get two the other way. Jorgensen off a pass, cuts in. Nice little floater in the middle. Ordockers keeping the pace going, working it right down. Quickly worked it around the outside. Well, they got it over to Jaron Popovich on the pump fake. He decided, instead of shooting, to take it to the hole. In doing so, he took an extra step. Turnover. Comets bring it in. Griffith on top. Guerra swings out. Jorgensen back. Silvernail back in the game for Butterfield. Guerra thinks about driving. Closed off in the lane. Scott Butterfield still in the game. Working the post. Out to Silvernail. Silvernail back to Butterfield. Couldn't quite hang on to it. A little bit low pass. Gets between his legs, and it's Ashland ball. Ashland pushing quickly. Working around the top to Green. Over to Popovich. He looks at it. Back to Green. Green's been driving quite a bit this first half. Over to Popovich. Into Green with a nice pass. Green right inside off the glass for two. Comets quickly come down to Silvernail. Silvernail into Butterfield. Right back to Silvernail. Little give and go there. Silvernail's able to finish and draw the foul. Fouls on Jaden Popovich, the senior. That's his second. So with just over 3 minutes remaining, Comets built up to a 35-17 lead. And Silvernail hits it, completes a three-point play. Miles Grassman now in for Silvernail. And Comets appear to be applying full court pressure now. Ashland breaking it pretty well. Jolma gets the ball, kind of just hustles right through the press and gets it down there. Comets are able to recover. Green working around the outside, drives again, comes off the glass, tries to finish, doesn't. Again, Green makes that excellent penetration, just is not getting the bounces to get in. On the other end, Jorgensen brings it coast to coast, tries to finish with the left hand off glass, another nice move, but that wouldn't go either. Comets back. Well, Green decides if I can't get the roll inside, I'll hit the three outside. A nice-looking shot for Green. He's definitely got to be the leading scorer for Ashland as he hits that three. Griffith back for the Comets. Over to Jorgensen on top. Tries to get it into Butterfield in the post. Well, they called Butterfield for the travel, but I must admit it did look like he might have got a little shove from behind that caused him to go down. Could be wrong, but it looked like he was assisted in the travel. Either way, Ashland ball. Jolma brings it up, covered close by Michael Gronsky, who's back in the game. Green again with it. Kicks it out. Works it around to Popovich. Oh, Popovich was looking for Duggar inside. Duggar kind of gave him the look like, was that for me? And it went right over his head and out of bounds. Comets back with it. Michael Gronsky kicks it over to Silvernail, over to Jorgensen. Michael Gronsky almost lost the handle, gets it back, cuts in for a nice little jumping 6-footer, lays her in. Ashland brings it back. Jolma again on the point. Over to Popovich. Kicks it out to Duggar for an open three. In and out. Comets quickly coming back down, transitioning to Griffith, who has a shot in the middle. Tries to get it inside. A little bit of traffic there to Butterfield. And Ashland got their hands on it. And out of bounds it went. Still Comets ball, Griffith out. Silvernail back in. A little lob pass inside to Michael Gronsky. And a nice turnaround jumper from about that 10-foot mark. Wasn't sure he was going to make it up and over, but he cleared everybody. Nice jump shot. Down it went. Ashland working it around. Was very close to a foul on the Comets there on the arm, but didn't get the call. Shot inside, not going to go. Guerra with the rebound, and he hustles down the court with it. A little bit behind the back, lost the handle. Ashland had their hands on it, and it went through their hands as quick as it did Guerra's. Still Comet basketball. We're down to 40 seconds left in this first half. Comets up 40-20. Inbound to Guerra, pressured on the baseline. Silvernail to Michael Gronsky right on the corner. Works it over to Butterfield. He thinks about doing one of his post moves. Fakes one way, comes the other. Fouled on the way up, just enough to make him lose the handle. So Butterfield's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. With 27.9 seconds left on the clock. Griffith waiting to check in. He indicates he's going in for Butterfield if Butterfield makes it. He didn't. Griffith is not getting in the game yet. Comets work it around. Silvernail to Gronsky outside the 3. Finds Jorgensen underneath. Didn't have a good look. Comes back out. Loses the handle. Ordocker ball with 15. Guerra almost steals it. Over to Green for an open 3. He hits it. Has a very smooth shot. Comets with a look at the buzzer. Jorgensen close on a fading jump shot way beyond the 3-point line. Draws the back of the iron, but no good. Well, I would think the Comets are happy. A 40-23 lead at half. We got a 10-minute halftime. You have time to get yourself something to eat, something to snack on, something. Refill a beverage. We do not have halftime entertainment. The band's gone. The dance team's not here. So I'm going to get you some statistics here on the first half. So I will be right back with you after you hear from our sponsor. Okay, Dave back with you here to highlight some scoring in the first half. Ashland Ordockers, led by Gavin Green, not surprised, drove to the basket. If he'd had half them, he'd had double his points. Looks like the offense kind of runs through him. He's got 14 points in this first half. Aiden Jolma, number 3 for the Ordockers, has 7. And Courage Lauren, number 24, has 2. So the scoring for the Ordockers has came through 3 of their players. On the other hand, we have the Cameron Comets. And I can't say anything more than I love balanced scoring. And that's exactly what I see out of the Comets in this first half. Dylan Jorgensen is leading all the scoring with 8. Scott Butterfield and Michael Gronsky have 6 apiece. Brady Gronsky and Jackson Griffith have 5. A.J. Guerrera has 5. And Jaden Silvernail with 4. So as we talk about the main players out there on the court getting the minutes, we have one with 4, one with 8, and the rest are 5 and 6. That's balanced scoring. That's tough to stop. So always good to see. Especially when we start talking about later in the season, getting towards a playoff run, it's good to be able to have diversity in your scoring. Makes it tougher for the defenders to stop. So again, those that weren't with me at the beginning of the show, Friday night, the Cameron Comets are scheduled to play the Hayward Hurricanes. Should be a good conference matchup. Comets are number 2 in the Heart of the North with a 5-1 conference record. Hayward is number 3 in the Heart of the North with a 5-2 conference record. The game Friday night, there is talk that might be moved to Thursday night if they can get the stars aligned for the gyms and the people and the transportation, just for weather reasons. That is not set in stone yet, so right now it is still set for Friday night, but with all the weathermen agreeing on the level of cold, and especially with buses and traveling in that degree of cold weather, it's just not worth taking the chance. So they're trying to move that game to Thursday night this week. But stay tuned to see if that actually happens, so please check in. Don't wait just for Friday and then go, oh, we missed the game. It may take place on Thursday. But I'm sure that'll be posted on the Cameron Boys Basketball webpage. So keep an eye on that on Thursday. They'll have that updated. Anyway, next week, Monday, the 26th, the Comets are going to go to Ladysmith. Last time the Comets met Ladysmith this season, they won 87-64. Next Thursday, the Comets are on the road again to Cumberland. Last time they beat the Cumberland Beavers 79-61. So the next 3 games for the Comets are on the road. They won't be home again until Friday, February 6th. They'll be home, and that will be against the Spooner Rails. I'm assuming Jay Cornell will be back on the mic with you that night. And that is Friday, February 6th. So don't expect anything on the Boys We Are Cameron until then. Ashland, on the other hand, on Friday night as well, and I can't speak for them. I don't know what they're going to do as far as their game. I can't imagine how the temperature is going to be in Ashland on Friday night, but they are scheduled to play St. Croix Falls. So St. Croix traveling up to Ashland, and anybody that might be listening from Ashland, I would probably suggest the same thing. Check in, see if that game ain't canceled outright or moved. It's just when there's about a month left in the season, it gets hard to reschedule games on short notice and try and get these games in. So if they can move a game a day and make it happen, I'm going to guess that's what they're going to do. As I look at the leading scorers for the Ashland Ordockers, Courage Lauren is actually at 15.4, the leading scorer for the Ordockers, and that's what he averages per game this season. But in the first half, Comets have held him to 2 points. Gavin Green, on the other hand, has been driving to the basket quite a bit. Also seen him hit a couple outside threes. He averages 15.2 a game, but he's got 14 already. On the other hand, for the Comets, Brady Gronsky their leading scorer this year so far, averaging 15.7 points a game. Brady right now with 5, so he can sneak back up to his season average. Dylan Jorgensen averaging 12.5 points a game, and he's got 8 in the first half. Rounding out the top 3 in scoring, A.J. Guerra, who averages 11.7 points per game, and he's at 5, so he's kind of close to on pace for that. Well, it's been a very fast-paced first half of basketball. They got done in good time. We're down to a minute before we take the court again. I know she's a little bit warmer tonight than it was last night during the girls' game. We had about 8 degrees below 0, and it don't sound like much, but 8 degrees above 0 feels a lot better than 8 below. And Friday is going to be just plain old miserable. If you don't have to travel, don't do it. Nothing wants to run. The vehicles don't, and any wind chill on that day is going to be miserable. Again, nothing official for the changing of the Cameron basketball game, but definitely stay tuned for that. Check on that on Thursday to see if that game has been moved up to Thursday night instead of Friday against Hayward. All right, back in action, Comet basketball. We got 18 minutes left. Comets by 17. Looks like the original starting 5 are on the court for both teams. Pass into Griffith. He gets inside, stops, goes to make a move. I don't know that there was anything on the floor, but either way, he lost it, and it almost looked like he slipped on something, but they didn't look down to the floor. Shoes might have had something on them. Either way, traveling, turns it over, Ashland ball. A nice little pass from Lauren into Green on the cut, and Comets right away on the ball. Lauren with the pass on that one. Again, Lauren, somebody to keep an eye on, number 24. He's their leading scorer. Comets back, though, right away, and Butterfield off the back gets 2 points right back for the Comets. There goes Lauren inside. Little head fake up. Can't get the roll. Rebound, Silvernail. Pass ahead to Griffith. He turned, did not see Jolma there. When he seen him, it was a surprise. And I think before he could get the basketball down on the court, they got tangled up, and instead of calling the foul, simple travel, turnover the other way. Either way, Ashland ball, they're working it around. Green on top, leading scorer so far for the Ordockers, and for everyone, he's got about 16. Well, a nice cut to the basket in there by Jolma, and he kind of throws up a little bit of a prayer, and it was answered. A little flick of the wrist from down by his waist and caught the back of the rim and tipped back in. See if he can complete the three-point play. A nice shot, the Ordockers have cut the lead to 15, 14. Guerra brings it down, looks to Butterfield inside, kicks it out to Griffith. Guerra open for 3. Oh, a nice shot. So Guerra with 8 points now. Ashland trying to get it in. Nothing doing there. Works it back out. Green's reassessing. Drives in on Butterfield. Goes to kick it out. Dylan Jorgensen gets his hand on it. Couldn't quite save it. Still Ashland ball. Popovich to inbound. Kicks it way out to Jolma. Jolma covered closely by Griffith. Griffith moving with him over to Green. A screen set there by Popovich, and Green with another drive to the basket. This time he gets it to go. Comets come back, hustling down the court. Griffith into Butterfield. They've been doing a lot of work off the post with Butterfield. Butterfield with a nice little jumper, hard off the rim. Kicks it out. And Lauren down the court. Kicks it back. Green was open for a second. Decides to drive instead. Finishes at the basket. Green with 2 more. Comets ahead to Jorgensen. Again, down quickly. Hits it over to the baseline to Griffith. Nice little move to the basket. He comes up, finger rolls it off the backboard. Ordockers keeping the pace going. Trying to penetrate the middle, nothing doing. Kicks it back out, and he gets it right back to him. Joma kicked it out, got kicked right back to him, and he went right up with it, fouled. Comich go to the bench already. Brady and Michael Gronsky in for Silvernail and Jackson Griffith. So they'll take a break. And Joma completes the three-point play. The Ashland Ordockers call a 30-second timeout. Doesn't quite give me enough time to send you to a commercial. Kind of surprised with the pace of the game and the way the Ordockers have been scoring that they called the timeout. They've cut the lead to 12. It's Comet ball. 15 minutes, 12 seconds left in this second half. Ashland working the ball around well, getting inside, except for in the second half, they're getting those inside shots to go. And if that continues, they're going to make this a ball game. Comets had up to a 20-point lead in that first half at one point. And the Ordockers have battled their way back in. Ordockers showed pressure, backed off. Guerra brings it up over to Michael Gronsky. He looks, gets it into Brady Gronsky. Brady with a nice move, baseline. A little bit off the glass, couldn't get it to fall. They work it ahead quickly to Green. Green drive, Jorgensen tied him up, but that was all hand. No doubt on that one. He did not let that ball get up there, though, for a three-point play. He fouled him. And Green gets two. That's Jorgensen's first foul. And really in this game, nobody's been in foul trouble whatsoever. Brady Gronsky in the first half was the only one with two fouls. And Jaden Popovich and Courage Lauren had two for the Ordockers. So foul trouble's not an issue at this point of the game. That could change, but right now it's not. Comets back with it. Jorgensen on top. Thinks about driving. Backs back out. Guerra steps out. Saves him. Works it around. Looks inside. Nothing there for Butterfield. Finds Brady Gronsky, who came out to him. Over to Jorgensen. Jorgensen's getting pressured. Gronsky with it. Starts driving. In the little pause when he went in for a split second, he shuffled his feet. Good move, though. Just had a little stutter step there, and it cost him. Turnover, Ashland ball. Comets extending their pressure. And a steal by Guerra on top of the key. He thinks about driving. Backs off, resets. Lets the other Comets come down and works it up top to Jorgensen. Jorgensen on a drive. Kind of got tied up. I'm surprised he made it up and out of there. He did, but couldn't get it to go. Ashland quickly back the other way. Fed it inside to Jaden Popovich. He went up, but he was fouled. Michael Gronsky on the foul on that one. He's going to the line. It's a 10-point Comet lead before the two free throws. Silvanero in for Jorgensen. And Popovich hits them both. Comets coming down. Michael Gronsky with it. Over to Jackson Griffith. Working it around the outside to Silvernail. Back to Scott Butterfield for a three. Not quite enough. comes up short, out of bounds. Ashland ball, Comets by 8. Ashland working around on top to Popovich. Inside to Jolma, he loses a handle on the way in. Brady Gronsky comes up with it. Gives it over to Griffith. He pushes the pace to Michael Gronsky for 3. Comes off the front of the rim, no good. Ashland was looking to push, but Griffith was there to pick it off, finds Silvernail underneath, and he finishes nicely. Comets really needed that basket to stop some of the momentum here that's been going the other direction. Ashland back, Jolma for 3. Looks at it, too hard off the rim. Griffith had good position. Jolma came in right past him. Hit him hard on the way by, and that's where your foul is. So Butterfield comes out, Guerra's in, Brady Gronsky's in, Silvernail, Michael Gronsky, and Griffith brings the ball up. Michael Gronsky over to Guerra. Guerra to Silvernail on top of the key, over to Michael Gronsky. Back to Griffith. Griffith drives to Brady. Back to Griffith for 3. He hits it. Kind of a baseline 3. And the Comets punch it right back out to a 13-point lead. Ashland now setting up, finds Jolma inside. Looks like he beat Griffith to the middle. Griffith knew he had nothing he could do about that unless he was going to foul him, and Jolma goes up for 2 and hits it. Griffith back the other way to Guerra. Guerra's trying to get it in, I think, to Gronsky, who's battling inside with Popovich. Michael Gronsky with a nice drive to the middle, pulls up around that 6-foot line, almost looked like he finger rolled it in. Excellent drive and finish there at the basket for Michael. Ashland works it around. A good-looking shot by Lauren, their leading scorer, but it goes in and out for 3, and Guerra with the rebound. Out to Michael Gronsky. We got 11:30 left on the clock. Over to Griffith baseline. Drives hard. Out to Michael Gronsky. Kicks it over to Guerra. Guerra thinks about going in. Covered close by Jolma. They try to lob it into Gronsky. And Popovich was having no part of that. Picked that pass off. Quick back the other way. Ashland with several passes inside. Almost too many passes. They had a couple of clean looks there. And they kept kind of just handing it off to the other one. Finally got a shot in the middle, and it came off the glass and rolled out. Comet ball, and I think the frustration cost them as Guerra started down the sidelines, and they reached in for the foul. So actually on Courage Lauren, their normal leading scorer, that's his 3rd foul, and he's going to take a seat for a minute. So Guerra bringing it up on top of the key. Jorgensen back in the game. Michael Gronsky sets him a screen. They look for a screen and roll. It's not there. Over to Guerra, back to Jorgensen. Over to Michael Gronsky. He drives, finds it inside. Nice little move to Brady. Gronsky, Brady comes up off the backboard. That's his bread and butter. He makes that one most of the time. He's got a nice little move inside there. Comets have now extended it back to a 15-point lead. Green drives in. Stops, nothing doing, kicks it out to Jaron Popovich, fires a 3, no go. Ahead to Jorgensen in the middle for the Comets. He looks at it, tries to get it into Brady Gronsky, who's down in the post. It's a great spot for him when he gets his hands on it. He's going to go up with it there and usually finish very well. There he is with the ball again. Up, in, and fouled. He got position, and there was nothing they could do about it. I think the foul was on number 1, but I'm not sure. Yep. Foul was on Carson Corpella. Definitely outsized by Gronsky in there. And he had no choice but to try and foul him. Gronsky finished anyway. Comets extended it back to a 17-point lead with just under 10 minutes to go. Green with the ball. Just a step inside the three-point line with a nice jumper, and he hits it. Jorgensen back the other way, drives it the whole way into the center of the lane. It wasn't really contested. Nice jumper, and he nails it. Green back the other way, drives in, kicks it out. Back to Jomo, goes baseline. Nice little move, kind of fakes up, dives to the inside, comes off the glass. So he gets 2. Back to a 15-point Comet lead with 9:15 left on the clock. Jorgensen works around the top to Silvernail. He's kind of assessing what's going on, and they're definitely battling inside. Brady Gronsky and Caden Lauren are fighting for position, we'll say that. And the foul on Caden Lauren from the Ordockers. Butterfield back in. Gronsky's going to take a break. Butterfield in, fire pass from Silvernail. Caught Scott Butterfield flying in. He stopped for a second, let the Ordockers fly by, and up off the glass for 2. Ashland working it around, looking for the open guy. Jaron Popovich had it, kicks it over to Green. Jolma now with the drive. A nice shot off the backboard, but Jolma stuck underneath him. When Grotsky got up in the air, he almost kind of backed underneath him. We got a full timeout for the Comets. So
everyone knows me as Maddie, but here I'm Master Sergeant Hefner.
You can't stop this. Ha. So let's go.
This is my life in the Air National Guard.
You can't stop this. Never. Let's go.
Well, we got 8 minutes, 32 seconds left in this Heart of the North Conference basketball game. The Comets ahead, 62-45. A 17-point lead, which is what they carried into halftime, but Ashland brought that down to 8 at one point here in the second half. They were definitely on a run, and about the time I thought Coach LaValle was going to call a timeout, the Comets turned it around and opened that lead right back up again. So Comets ball up by 17, 8:30 left in this one. Michael Gronsky bringing it up past half court, over to Jorgensen. Gets a baseline to Griffith, into Scott Butterfield, who's got Silvernail right behind him in the middle of the lane, and Silvernail up off the glass. Nice interior passing there by the Comets. Joma on top, gets it over to Green, three-point line, drives in on Silvernail. Nothing doing, kicks it back out. Over to Lauren. Joma now with another drive. A nice little fake shot, stepped around, good finish. Joma with another 2. Griffith in. Works it over to Jorgensen. Butterfield in the post. Nice little move. That's hard to defend, hard to stop. Green was right there, but Butterfield, little fadeaway jumper. He's got the height, he's got a good extension and shot off the backboard, and he took him. Green answers the other way. Kind of tried to stop him, got turned around. Silvernail breaks it down, goes to fire it into Butterfield. Rejected by the Ordockers. And Silvernail right back inside. Tried to lay it in, didn't go. Ordockers with the rebound, and they bring it back right away. Joma This time fouled, I think, by Griffith. And a massive substitution. Butterfield, Jorgensen, and Silvernail out. So now in the game, we have Michael Gronsky, Brady Gronsky, Jackson Griffith, A.J. Guerra, and Austin Butterfield. Well, Courage Lauren back in the game. Nice little driving off the backboard. We've kind of been expecting him to start firing pretty soon. He's their leading scorer. He hasn't done much, but he got that one to go. Feed into Brady Gronsky. Had a nice shot off the backboard, a hair short. Rebound to the Ordockers, and they're back firing a three. No go. Brady Gronsky with the rebound. Jackson Griffith continuing to push the pace. To Guerra, back to Griffith for three. He's open. Off the front of the rim. And Green with the rebound. Green pushes it ahead to Duggar, who's now in the game, along with Caden Lauren. Back to Green for another three. No go on that one. Well, the official was right there to make the call. I couldn't tell who that was off of, but apparently it was Ashland. So with just over 6 minutes left, Comets with the ball, up 66-51. Jackson Griffith brings it across half court. Garrett comes out, assesses. Brady Gronsky setting a nice screen for him, looks for the give and go. It's not there. Garrett works it around. Gronsky still working for the ball. I'm not positive, but I think they called him for 5 seconds, which basically means he had the ball, was actively being covered, and did not make a move to the basket for at least 5 seconds, and that's a turnover. So Ashland ball, Joma trying to get it into Popovich. They lose it, but it gets right back in the hands of Joma. On top to Duggar. Kicks it over to Lauren. Back to Duggar for three. Not there. It was kind of a loose ball, fight for the ball. It went out of bounds, off the Comets. Ashland ball, 5:30 left. They're down 15. Popovich with it in the middle. Nice little jumper. Not going. Butterfield with the rebound. Griffith bringing it up. Kicks it over to Austin Butterfield. A nice little spin move up off the glass, and the freshman goes to the line. So Austin's first time at the free throw line tonight. In and out. Rebound to Ashland. Jolma pushing the pace again. Coming down. An open shot for Lauren. Again, didn't hear much from him in the first half. He's starting to light up. Somebody to keep an eye on. He averages over 15 a game, and he had 2 in the first half, so you knew he was going to start shooting. And a nice-looking shot. Griffith looking for the little give and go with Scott Butterfield. Tried to get it to him. There wasn't much room there. Ball got tipped out of bounds. I believe it's Comet ball. Yes, it is. Griffith inbound. Butterfield with it. Hand off to Griffith. Drives to the basket, and he gets it up and out of his hands before anybody could try and block it. A nice quick drive around the side by Griffith, and he gets 2 more. The Ordockers get it in to Jaden Popovich. Brady Gronsky with what looked to be a beautiful, clean, nice block. Thought the foul was on him, but it actually was on Dylan Jorgensen. So he must have got his hand on it before he went up, and Gronsky was able to get a clean block. Had a pretty shocked look on his face, but it wasn't on him. Popovich hits it. And Ashland looks like they're going to start putting some full court pressure on. Guerra thinking about switching up hands, got tied up with the ball, double dribble, turnover. 4:30 left, 15-point ball game. Ashland definitely does need to play with some urgency with just over 4 minutes left, down 15. Jolma with it. He's been doing some driving in the second half, kicks it back out to Green. Over to Lauren, in for two. Courage Lauren, the leading scorer, is definitely racking up some points in the second half. Griffith with a quick drive, fakes to go up with it, and is fouled. I think he was hoping they were going to try and jump, block it, fly by, and he was just going to lay it off the glass for an easy one. A little too much contact there on Ashland's part. Jaden Popovich with his third foul. Griffith at the line for two. A little bit short on that first one. Silvernail going in for Griffith. Griffith hits 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, and the Comets got a 14-point lead with 4:02 on the clock. Jolma brings it down. Over to Green. Green thinks about driving. Out to Caden Lauren, who kind of lost the handle. I'm not sure what the call there is. The call is it went off a Comet's hand. Comets got their hands in that one, and Ashland ball. 3:48 as Caden Lauren inbounds to Green. Green to Courage Lauren. Oh, a nice little move up and off the glass, but couldn't get it to go. Courage Lauren putting some pressure on now. Scott Butterfield with the screen on top, and Gary uses it. Takes it around him and goes the whole way to the basket for two. Ashland quickly back down. Looks like Jolma inside. I can't see his number, but I'm pretty sure it's him. Shot by Jaden Popovich. A little too hard. Rebound Comets. They bring it back. Silvernail with it on top. Feeds it into Butterfield. Butterfield assesses. Starts making a move. Kicks it back out to Guerra. Guerra drives into Butterfield, off the glass, no go. Ashland brings it the other way. Green with it. Green thinks about it. I almost thought he was going to shoot that one. Gets it into Popovich. Popovich off the glass, no. Brady Gronsky, another rebound. Kicks it ahead to Dylan Jorgensen. Jorgensen brings it down. Oh, a nice inside pass. I even thought it was going to Silvernail. He wraps it around to Butterfield. Butterfield in for two. And the Comets extending it to an 18-point lead with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in this one. Courage Lauren gets the pass on the side, makes a little drive off the backboard and in. He'll go to the line. Comets got a couple subs coming in. Looks like Guerra moved in for the rebound. Jackson Griffith is back in the game for Brady Gronsky. And for the Ordockers, Jaron Popovich, the sophomore, back in the game. And timeout is called. well with 7 fouls apiece. Both teams in the bonus. Right now, Courage Lauren shooting 1, finishing off the potential 3-point play. Came off the glass, got his shot to go, was fouled. I'm guessing the Ordockers are going to apply some pressure, trying to run a trap, and it almost worked. Green got his hands on it, but the Comets got it back, and they move it down the court. Silvernail out to Jorgensen, up on top to Guerra, over to Silvernail. Comets look like now they're not about trying to get it to the basket. On top to Griffith. Ball was stole by Courage Lauren, and Griffith fouled him around the area of the free throw line before he could even go up with it. So Lauren is going to go to the free throw line. He is shooting now the bonus. So if he makes this one, he gets another. Comets with 18 fouls. Lauren hits them both. Comets down to a 13-point lead. Griffith with the ball. Green with his hands on the ball again. Applying some good pressure are the Ordockers, but Comets break it. Griffith on top. Works it around to Jorgensen. Jorgensen looks like he's driving. And looks like Jaron Popovich with the foul with 1:37 on the clock. Jorgensen going to go to the line for the bonus. Again, if he makes the first one, he gets another. Griffith out. Michael Gronsky in for him. Jorgensen with a nice looking rotation on that basketball. Excellent free throw. He hits the first. Comets with a 14-point lead. Jorgensen hits 2 big free throws there to keep a comfortable lead for the Comets with just over 1.5 minutes left. Courage Lauren hits a 3. Comets bringing it down. Jorgensen almost with the travel. Ashland crowd thought he did. Comets working around back to Jorgensen. Lays a little floater off the glass, no go. And Ordockers are coming back. Green goes up with it. Butterfield says, not today. Blocks it out of bounds, but had contact. Draws the foul, but that's Butterfield's second. So Green going to the line for 2. A 1:05 left. If Green makes this, it's a 10-point ball game. Ball tipped around. Back in the hands of the Ordockers. Green goes up with it, meets Gronsky in the air. Green loses it, but foul on Gronsky. So Green gets 2 more. And Brady Gronsky now back in the ball game for Michael Gronsky. So we're down to a 10-point game, 1 minute left on the clock. Green shooting his final free throw, trying to cut it to a 9-point game, and he does. Timeout, Ordockers. Full timeout for the Ordockers. We're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of this Heart of the North matchup.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Okay, Ashland calling that full timeout. Talk it over. My guess is they're going to be fouling pretty quickly. Down 9 points. 59.9 seconds left on the clock. Ashland's press has been pretty effective here early. They've been swarming the Comets, getting a hand on the ball. So let's see how the Comets handle it this time. Michael Gronsky with it. Over to Silvernail. Silvernail kicks it ahead to Butterfield. Nobody on him right now, kind of surprising. Guerra with it. Jolma with the reach around, trying to swat it from behind, but he got armed. So with 9 team fouls right now, it is still the bonus. So next foul will put them over the limit, and they'll be shooting 2 right now. Guerra with the bonus. Missed the front end of that one. Ashland ball, and they moved ahead quickly, but Jorgensen with a big steal. Nice pass to Silvernail, over to Guerra, in for 2. Excellent passing. Jorgensen reading that pass ahead and getting the steal. That might have been enough to seal the deal on this one with under 30 seconds left. Green firing for 3, no go. Michael Gronsky with the rebound, over to Jorgensen. They're down to 16 seconds. Jorgensen into Guerra, who I thought was going to go up with it. He pulled out instead. Under 10 seconds, Comets up by 11. Ashland still applying pretty heavy pressure, but now it's over. Well, the Comets, it definitely wasn't a big win, but it was a very important win in this Heart of the North. It drops Ashland to 3-5 in the Heart of the North and 4-6 overall. But the Comets are going to maintain their number 2 positioning in the Heart of the North, going to 6-1 and having an overall record now of 8-4. Again, they're going to face the number 3 in the conference, 5-2 conference record Hayward Hurricanes on Friday. Don't be surprised if that game does not get switched to possibly Thursday. Again, nothing set in stone yet, but with the upcoming weather conditions, be sure you check into that. If you have anything to do outside, by the sounds of this week, do it tomorrow. Thursday is going to get bad, and Friday and Saturday are impossible. If you don't have to leave home, don't do it. And be sure you have extra clothes, jacket, hat, mittens in your vehicle if you have to travel, because vehicles do not like to operate in 25 degrees below weather. So stay safe out there. Thanks for being with me tonight. I'll be back with you with the Cameron girls basketball, and I'm sure on February 6th when we're back here live with We Are Cameron versus Spooner, you will have Jay Cornell back on the mic with you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone.